Today we are going to start new point of halogen derivatives, that is physical properties of alkyl halides. Before this we have completed preparation methods of alkyl halides or halogen derivatives. Okay. Now we are going to see three major properties of alkyl halides. The first one is nature of intermolecular forces. Second one is boiling point, and third one is solubility. Okay, and we are going to also see the sub points of these points. Okay, solubility. Okay, we will see these points in detail. Okay, so first one upon you have to remember halogens. Okay, now halogens are represented by X. Okay, group 17 element called as halogens. Okay, so first member of halogen is fluorine, then chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. Okay, now from top to bottom, see, as the atomic number increases, atomic mass increases. Okay, and as the atomic number increases, atomic size also goes on increasing. Okay, so all concepts or the all physical properties are related to electronegativity, atomic size, and their atomic masses. Okay, so we will see one by one in detail. Okay, so first one property is nature of intermolecular forces. Okay, now in nature of intermolecular forces, here also we have to compare. Now in alkyl halides the bond is formed between carbon and halogen. Okay, and we know halogens are electronegative atom than that of carbon. Okay, therefore here the development of partial positive charge on carbon and partial negative charge on halogen develops. Okay, and due to this the carbon halogen bond becomes polar bond. Okay, that means the electron density of this bond is slightly shifted towards the halogen atom. Okay, and these compounds are moderately polar. Okay, so therefore now we have to compare the bond length and bond strength. Okay, now previously we have seen chlorine, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Okay, which one? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Okay, now see, as the atomic number increases, size of halogen increases from top to bottom. Okay, that is the size of iodine is greater than that of size of bromine is greater than that of size of chlorine is greater than that of fluorine. Okay, and as the size of atom increases from fluorine to iodine, the bond length increases. Okay, that is the bond length between carbon and halogen. Okay, if we consider the bond length between carbon and fluorine, between carbon and chlorine, carbon and bromine, carbon and iodine. Okay, then the bond length of carbon and iodine is greater than that of the bond length between carbon and fluorine. Okay, therefore, as the size of halogen atom increases from fluorine to iodine, hence the carbon halogen bond length increases. That is what you have to remember. As the size of halogen atom increases, bond length goes on increasing. Okay, and as the bond length goes on increasing, as the bond length goes on increasing, bond strength decreases. Bond strength decreases. Okay, so we have to remember, or we have to correlate size of halogen, length of carbon halogen bond, strength of carbon halogen bond. Okay, now we have to remember one thing again, as the size. Now why the strength is goes on decreasing? Now see, consider, for we'll again consider fluorine. See, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, if we consider the electronic configuration of fluorine, then the outermost electronic configuration of fluorine is 2s2 2p5. Okay, now here chlorine 3s2 3p5. Okay, now here bromine 4s2 4p5, and now here iodine 5s2 5p5. Okay, that means the last electron enters in 5p orbital of iodine, while that of fluorine it is in 2p orbital. Okay, now if we compare this outermost orbital of halogen and carbon. Okay, now see, the electronic configuration of carbon is 1s2 2s2 2p2. Okay, that means it is in 2p orbital. Okay, now if we consider the size of carbon atom and halogen atom. Okay, if we consider first for the fluorine, then there is the overlap between 2p and 2p orbital. For carbon and chlorine, there is overlap between 2p and 3p orbital. For the carbon and bromine, there is overlap between 2p and 4p orbital. And for the iodine, there is overlap between 2p and 5p orbital. Okay, now see, here the size of orbital is equal. Okay, and therefore the extent of overlap between 2p 2p orbital is stronger as compared to 2p and 3p, than 2p and 4p, than 2p and 5p. Okay, that means orbitals of nearly equal size can overlap to the maximum extent, and the bond will be stronger bond. Okay, and the bond length will be shortest bond length. Okay, and therefore if we considered for the carbon fluorine bond, carbon chlorine bond, carbon bromine bond and carbon iodine bond, for the bond length, carbon iodine bond length will be maximum and the carbon fluorine bond length will be minimum. But the strength of carbon and fluorine bond is maximum than the carbon and chlorine bond, than the carbon and bromine bond, and is maximum than that of carbon and iodine bond. Okay, so this much things we have to remember in nature of intermolecular forces. Okay, what we have to remember, the halogens are more electronegative atom than carbon, and therefore there is the development of partial positive charge on carbon and partial negative charge on halogen takes place. Okay, after that what we have to remember, as the and due to this polar bond, the alkyl halogen becomes polar compound. Okay, but they are not that much but moderately polar compound. Okay, so next one we have to compare the bond length. As the atomic size of halogens increases from fluorine to iodine, bond length going to be increases. Okay, and as the bond length increases, bond strength is decreases, and therefore bond strength or strong bond is formed in between carbon and fluorine then that of carbon and chlorine, then that of carbon and bromine, and then that of carbon and iodine. Okay, see here. Okay, now first one upon I have given here fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and their electronic configuration, that is outermost electronic configuration. And after that, if we consider here the bond length as well as bond enthalpy, okay, for the methyl fluoride, methyl chloride, methyl bromide and methyl iodide. Okay, so bond length of methyl fluoride or CF is 139 picometer, 10 raised to minus 5, 10 raised to minus 15 meter, that is the 10 raised to minus 12 meter, that is the picometer. And the bond length between carbon and fluorine in methyl fluoride is 139 picometer. In methyl chloride it is 178 picometer. In methyl bromide it is 193 picometer, and methyl iodide it is 214 picometer. Okay, now see, we have given bond enthalpy. Now what is meant by bond enthalpy? Bond enthalpy means energy required to break a particular bond, and that energy is nothing but the bond enthalpy. Okay, and unit for the bond enthalpy is kilojoule per mole. Okay, now first upon see for the methyl fluoride, it is 452 kilojoule per mole. Okay, now stronger is the bond, will needs a more energy to break that bond, that is stronger will be the bond, then bond enthalpy will be stronger or bond enthalpy will be higher. Now here the bond enthalpy for the CF bond is 452 kilojoule per mole, that of methyl chloride is 351 kilojoule per mole, methyl bromide it is 293 kilojoule per mole, and methyl iodide it is 234 kilojoule per mole, that is highest energy is required to break the bond between methyl fluoride, okay, then the methyl chloride, then the methyl bromide, and then that of methyl iodide. Okay, and this bond, dipole moment. Now dipole moment is the product of charge into internuclear distance. Okay, and that is 1.847 for methyl fluoride, it is 1.860 for methyl chloride, and 1.830 for methyl bromide, and 1.636 for methyl iodide. Now higher will be the electronegativity, that is the higher will be the charge, then higher will be the dipole moment, and therefore for the methyl fluoride dipole moment is higher than that of methyl chloride, than that of methyl bromide, and then that of methyl iodide. Okay, now second point is boiling point. Okay, now we are going to see the boiling point of alkyl halides. Now boiling points of alkyl halides, first one upon we have to compare alkyl halides with alkanes. Okay, with alkanes, that is if we taken a particular example, for example if we have taken methane is alkane, then halogen derivative of methane is CH3X. Okay, and now the boiling point of alkyl halides are considerably higher than that of corresponding alkanes due to higher molecular mass. Okay, now here the mass, if we consider a particular example, okay, so if we have taken methyl and methyl chloride, okay, now mass of methane is 12 plus 6, that is 16. Okay, and the mass of methyl chloride is 15 plus 35.5, that is 50.5. Okay, now here the molecular mass of methyl chloride is higher than that of methane, therefore the boiling point of methane will be higher than that of methane. Okay, next one, within the alkyl halides for a given alkyl group. Okay, now if we consider same alkyl group with different halogens, then see next page. Okay, now see if we have taken a methyl group commonly. Okay, methyl fluoride, methyl chloride, methyl bromide and methyl iodide. Okay, now what we have to remember, now as the molecular mass increases, boiling point goes on increasing. Okay, now here the molecular mass of methyl fluoride is less than that of methyl chloride, than that of methyl bromide, than that of methyl iodide. Okay, now see simply we can consider here particularly for methyl fluoride CH3. Okay, F. Now methyl fluoride 15 plus mass of fluorine, it is 18. Okay, if we consider methyl fluoride CH3 15 plus 35.5. Okay, for methyl bromide 15 plus 79. For methyl iodide 15 plus 131. Okay, now see, fluorine mass is 18, chlorine 35.5, bromine 79 and iodine it is 131. Okay, and the mass of methyl is common. Okay, so as the mass of halogen atom increases, the boiling point goes on increasing. Okay, therefore what we can say, as the molecular mass of alkyl halides increases, boiling point goes on increasing. Okay, now see, for the methyl fluoride, boiling point is 194.6 Kelvin. For methyl chloride, boiling point of methyl chloride is 248.8 Kelvin. Boiling point of methyl bromide is 276.6 Kelvin and boiling point of methyl iodide is 315.4 Kelvin. Okay, that is, or in general we can see boiling point of halides decreases with in order. That means higher for the alkyl iodide, then alkyl bromide, then alkyl chloride, then alkyl fluoride, or you can say increase. You can say, or you can write in vice versa for the increasing order of boiling point of alkyl halides. Okay, now here alkyl group is same. Now we can look for the different alkyl groups. Okay, or the alkyl group with increasing mass with same halogen atom. Okay, now for the given halogen atom, that is halogen atom is same in all alkyl halides. Okay, boiling point rises with increasing carbon number. That means as the number of carbon atoms in alkyl groups increases, boiling point of alkyl halides goes on increasing. Okay, so first one upon consider methyl chloride, ethyl chloride, propyl chloride, butyl chloride. Okay, now in methyl chloride it contains only one carbon atom. In ethyl chloride it contains two carbon atom. Ethyl propyl chloride it contains three carbon atom, and butyl chloride contains four carbon atoms. Okay, and the halogen, that is chlorine, is common in all compounds. Okay, now we'll see the boiling points of particular compound. Now boiling point of methyl chloride is 248.8 Kelvin. Boiling point of ethyl chloride is 285.5 Kelvin. Boiling point of propyl chloride is 320 Kelvin and the boiling point of butyl chloride is 351.5 Kelvin. Okay, that means as the molecular mass increases, boiling point of alkyl halide is going to be increases. Okay, now in the same way we are going to see the same number of carbon atoms and the same halogen atoms but of isomeric alkyl halides. Okay, now see, What is meant by isomers? The compounds which having the same molecular formula. Compounds having same molecular formula but different structural formulae. But different structural formulae. Such compounds are called as isomers of each other. Okay. Now see, here we have considered butyl halides and butyl bromides. Okay. Now the formula it is C4H9Br. Okay. So you can write or you can check for the all compounds. Now here N-butyl bromide. Okay, here secondary butyl bromide and here tertiary butyl bromide. You can see primary butyl bromide, secondary butyl bromide and tertiary butyl bromide. Okay. Now your halogen atom is gets attached to primary carbon atom. Here halogen atom gets attached to secondary carbon atom. Here halogen atom is attached to tertiary carbon atom. Okay. And last year we have learned about the boiling point of alkanes. Okay. As the branching of alkane increases, surface area goes on decreasing, and as the surface area goes on decreasing, boiling point goes on decreasing due to the decrease in van der Waals force of attraction. Okay. So same concept we have to apply here. Now here it is a straight chain alkyl bromide. Now here branching of bromine atom to the second carbon atom, and here third compound, here is the branching of methyl as well as bromine to the this propyl group. Okay. So that means first compound having the largest surface area than second compound, and second compound having a large surface area than that of third compound. Okay. And therefore the boiling point goes on decreasing from primary to secondary to tertiary alkyl halides. Okay. You can see the boiling point of 1 bromobutane or a primary butyl bromide or N-butyl bromide is 375 Kelvin. Okay, then that of secondary butyl bromide is 364 Kelvin, and that of tertiary butyl bromide is 346 Kelvin. Okay, in this way we have to remember for the isomeric alkyl halides. As the branching increases, boiling point goes on decreasing due to the surface due to the decrease in surface area. There is van der Waals force of attraction goes on decreasing. Okay. Now we'll see the last physical property of alkyl halides, and that is the solubility. Okay. And as the alkyl halides are organic compounds and they are moderately polar compounds due to the polar carbon halogen bond. These compounds are soluble in organic solvents. So, and similarly, they are insoluble in water. Okay. So, we have to remember alkyl halides are moderately polar compounds. They are insoluble in water due to inability of alkyl halides to form hydrogen bonding with water molecule. Okay. So, second property, alkyl halides are soluble in non-polar organic solvent. Now non-polar solvent means we can consider as a benzene. Okay, or for example benzene. Okay. And last one and important point, sub point of solubility, it is the boiling point of dihalobenzenes. Okay. Now see first one upon for the dihalobenzenes. Here 1,2-dichlorobenzene, 1,3-dichlorobenzene and 1,4-dichlorobenzene. Okay. We can consider by the common name system ortho-dichlorobenzene, meta-dichlorobenzene and para-dichlorobenzene. Okay. Out of all these three structures, the para-dichlorobenzene is symmetric structure. Okay. And as the symmetric structure can arrange compactly in crystal lattices. Okay. And therefore they having a compact arrangement, and due to the compact arrangement they results in the stronger force of attraction, and due to the stronger force of attraction they needs a more energy, and therefore these are the stronger compound, and therefore the boiling point of these compounds are also higher than that of the ortho and meta dihalobenzenes. Okay, so what we have to remember here, we have to remember isomeric dihalobenzenes have nearly same boiling points. Okay, but now for the melting point this compound shows a variation. Why this compound shows variation? Due to the para compound, due to these are the symmetrical structure and can be easily stacked closely in crystal lattice and result into the higher force of attraction, and therefore greater energy is required to remove its lattices from the crystal structure, and therefore we can consider their melting points. Now for the orthodichlorobenzene it is 250 Kelvin. For the meta-dichlorobenzene it is 249 Kelvin, and for the para-dichlorobenzene it is 323 Kelvin. Okay, that is for the para-dichlorobenzene it requires the higher energy. Okay, now remember points related to physical properties of alkyl halides. Don't be confused, just correlate the points with atomic size, then electronegativity, then their valence electrons enters in which orbital, and their atomic masses. Okay, you will easily attempt the question based on these points. Okay, so if you found this video is useful for you, then like, share and subscribe my